Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. I hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. Yes, it is hump day. Ooh. I got very upset when I realized what it actually meant. Yes, it's Wednesday. I'm very disappointed. I was like, pout face. Anyways, her indoors said it earlier today, and I was like, ooh. And they're like, no, it's Wednesday. It's like, build it up and take it away. Anyway, so I hope you're well and all that kind of malarkey. Still in a bit, but feeling a lot better now. And isn't the sun nice? I know I'm winding up the north and the east a little bit there, but it's like just to have a breather from all the rain, okay? And for the foreign Americano types and all them lot, far off dusty places like Aussie land and Kiwi land and all them lot. It's supposedly it rains normally every day, allegedly, as legend dictates. It doesn't normally do that. The fact that it has been raining every single day since November. People keep going on about, it's since like every day this year, 2026, it's rained, blah, 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 across the country, everywhere, blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. No, it's November. If you actually go back, it's like it's been pretty much consistent. I think it's like the middle of November onwards has just been consistent, like rained every day for like an hour, whatever, all day. In fact, we don't even have rain all day, and we've had that as well. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. Global warming, obviously. It's the way it is. Is the way it is. Even though they can't explain why, are they called glaciers down south as well? In the down Antarctic, because they're growing. All that's growing. So it has been growing for decades now. The mass of ice, if you didn't know, not that. No, get your head out the gutter. But the point is. Cool, it sounded like Indoors was talking to me then for a second. But the point is rubbing off. Just not in a good way. But the point is so there's not enough like extra water in the system, is there? Because the water's going down south and then becoming ice down there. So it's like, what's going on? Where's all this water? You know, if there's a hose pipe ban this year, I think we should go on strike. I'm just as a suggestion. As a possibility. Who is going to be the brave sausages at which water company that go, I'm sorry, oh no, we've got to do a like hose pipe ban. Oh dear. If there's a can you it's like what? Where have you put all that water earlier? What's going on? Surely you should be brimming with water. What's going on? Anyway. I fear I've digressed. Now, this question I'm intrigued by. And it got some upvotes as well, which I'm nice to see. For the new boys and girls, you can suggest future readings in the comments down below. And you can also upvote other people's suggestions if you want to see them. Okay, that's how the shebang works. And it works very, very well. Thank you very much. It's just been a bit of a slow news couple of weeks now, isn't it? So it's a perfect time for you to suggest your reading. And then people upvote or thummy up. It'd be amazing and brilliant and stuff like that. So, this is from Michelle. Hello, darling. You're all right. Thank you very much indeed. She goes, hi, Gigi. Hi, Michelle. Another great reading. Thank you very much indeed. I didn't realise I was getting scored on this, but thank you very much indeed. Love the way you tell the story within the cards. Thank you very much. Now, don't forget, it's like, I was going to say about a third, maybe a bit more than that, the cards, and let's go half and half, right? So half the cards, half kind of the feelings, the intuition, the downloads, the nudges, and all that kind of stuff around them as well. Okay, so it's not just, I'm just numpty in the middle. Everyone else is doing the work. I just try and do jazz hands occasionally. That's the only way I can do this. Is the best way of doing it. You should do it yourself. Sorry, Michelle, I've interrupted you. Please continue. I have a suggestion for a reading, if you are so kind. The Muppets, her word, the Muppets in power believe giving 16-year-olds the vote is going to help them win another general election for a second term in office. God, I'm getting bored of this. If you... Not the question, Michelle. No, I haven't lost the will to live halfway through your questions. Oh, for goodness sake. No. I'm getting bored of this concert, and it's been going on since the beginning. Right, 18 months of this shenanigans of 10-year Keir. Hashtag 10-year Keir. Oh, he's doing great job, blah, blah, blah. Isn't it great? Wonderful. 10-year Keir. It's like... how disconnected from the reality are you guys that think that it's going to last this term, let alone 10-year Keir? It's craziness. That's why I'm getting upset, because constant is it, like, even like right at the beginning he was like, oh, this is gonna whacking people. It's gonna. We haven't done it for a while, and to be honest, we're probably not going to do it very much longer. Whacking people, whacking people, whacking people. Breakfast Club. I haven't mentioned a Breakfast Club recently, have they? It's almost as if they're embarrassed by them all of a sudden. I believe that we're going to have a toot. It's sounding more demented zippy now, isn't it? It's turning more to whacking people, whacking people. George, no, stop it. So, Michelle, save it, Michelle, save it. Michelle continues. This made me chuckle, that is. My spider senses. By the way, all the voices are me. I don't know if you noticed that. I know it's very professional. I know that it's like, close your eyes. Not if you're driving, but I mean, like, close your eyes. You're like, wow, there's a cast of hundreds on Greatest Good Tarot. There's all this shenanigans going on. But no, it's all muggins here. I know. That's how I get paid the big bucks, people. The big bucks. Anyway, Michelle says, my Spidey senses are saying, nope, not going to happen. 16-year-olds getting the vote is going to bite the Muppets, her word, on their backside big time. Would love to hear your take on it. Thanks, Gigi. You're a star as always. Oh, thank you very much indeed, Michelle. Love and sweet kisses. You haven't read that bit. You didn't type. Oh, I just forgot to put it on the end there. Love and affection. XX. Right, thank you very much indeed. That is very lovely. This is going to be a car crash of a reading. Have you noticed already? This could. Anyway, so let's have a look at this. What's going to happen with this 16-year-old votes and stuff like that? Bearing in mind, it hasn't actually gone through yet. We've got it's a very weird scenario right now, like the assisted dying bill, the 16-year-old thing, the all that kind of malarkey. We have got so many, and I cannot remember a time where there have been like so many things up in the air that haven't been come to completion, if you get what I'm saying. It's like they're all kind of in the void of parliamentary kind of shebang. Technical terms. Stop me if I'm confusing. But there's like all this kind of magical mystery tour of Parliament. It's all in there, and none of them have come to fruition, which I think says a lot about the grinding of the gears, kind of everything grinding to a halt, stuck in the mud, that kind of thing that we've been talking about in the last couple of weeks and months now. So it's fascinating. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since we've done this reading before. I believe it was one of the ones that was going to snap back. It wasn't going to come through, but obviously there's been time since that reading. So let's have a butcher's, shall we? But I believe that's what I was... Because there was a theme. There was like... Even with the Chagos Islands right now, There was a whole kind of package of different kind of things. They all went off right at the beginning, and they're all jumping off, and we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing that, we're doing that after the Southport and all that kind of stuff. You know, far right thuggery, blah blah blah, all that rubbish. Past that, there was suddenly this whole spiel. It was the repeating message that was for all these different subjects, where it ain't going to happen, it ain't going to happen. Broad strokes, but roughly that, you know, it's going to snap back. There's going to be issues. There's going to be problems, blah, blah, blah. And how interesting it's come to fruition. So it's been a while. Let's tap in about the 16-year-olds getting the vote and stuff like that. For the greatest good for all concerned, thank you, thank you, thank you. Always be appreciative. Yes, it's rule number 1, people. It's rule number 1. One more. Okay. There we go. Right. Let's have a look. Unknown card. Have faith. Unknown card is one of the 4 extra cards in this deck. It keeps coming up recently. It's like divinely guided. Was it yesterday's? I'm having a crap week. So I think it was yesterday's one, which was for members. The unknown card was for it was almost had the same kind of feeling as the star card, divinely guided, like the divine God Spirit universe, whatever you want to call them, are in. They're sorting it out. Okay, there's nowhere to hide now. Was kept right at the bottom of that reading, kept coming up on that. Just a reminder, because of the we're jumping ship and stuff like that, the 1st of March, you've got until the 1st of March. Obviously, you can join after that, but the memberships here, the YouTube memberships here, the paid versions, are closing on the 1st of March, okay? I'm going to go into the settings and actually turn it off, that system, okay? Delete all the videos over here and turn off the system. All of those are already on our Patreon, and alongside other kind of spiritual development for yourself, journaling and activities and stuff like that. A lot of them are for free as well. Just go over there, get a username and password. And if you want to get the extended, you'll see clearly there's a free version, and then the paid version. This is why we're clever. Oh, we're so clever. The paid memberships, which are available over there for additional extended stuff and all that malarkey, they all begin with the letter P. Okay, P for paid. Oh, it's almost as if we thought about it. It's almost as if. So that's available over there. It's available over here, but there's no point signing up for your membership over here because it's going to close in a couple of days. So you might as well just go over there. Anyway, unknown card. The divine is involved. Okay, that's straight off the bat. I'm here, lads. Step back. All right. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is the idea for the 16-year-olds. We've also got Justice. Notice how they're all looking now to God's Spirit universe. Yeah? Already, they're almost looking like they're to attention. They're kind of like, oh, the boss is here. Oh, crap. We've got to behave ourselves now. Uh-oh. That. Yeah? 6 of Pentacles, give and take, back and forth, balancing out the situation. So we've got the Page of Pentacles here talking about the actual giving the 16, 17-year-olds the vote. We've got the Justice card here. They're getting their comeuppance, cause and effect. Yeah? Lots of years here. I don't know why, but there we go. And the 6 of Pentacles here, balancing out the situation again. Most readings, we have 2 parties here. This is very much the situation as a whole. All looking towards even the, is that a grey tit? That's not a sparrow, because it'll be, anyway, one of those is even looking this way as well. So we've got all 3 cards looking this way. Okay, the other 2 are playing with whatever this worm thing here is, but because we all like looking at the pretty pictures, and that's what they're there for. So straight to the divine. God, spirit, universe, they're here. Have faith in the situation is basically what I'm being told right now for us. Okay, you and me have faith in the situation. We're doing very well, as we've been talking about in the last couple of days, about returning to sender, seeing what, and this is why we do these readings, see what the situation is, reflect upon it and that kind of stuff, and then return to sender. Goodbye. We don't want it. Okay? And that's why everything's grinding to a halt, because enough people are doing that to the point where it's just like they don't know what to do. It's just completely grinding to a halt, stuck in the mud. Right. Hierophant, rules, regulations. Excellent. Okay. It can be organized religions, okay, and their belief structure and that kind of thing. This here feels, once again, it feels more about the rules and regulations of the game, rules and regulations of elections, the Electoral Commission, that kind of thing. For some reason, I'm being reminded that I said last week or the week before, I know it's been in a couple of readings where it's like the term judicial review, among other kind of, we're going to get to hear that quite frequently. I'm hearing as if that is part of this. Yeah, okay. So, 9 of Cups, wish coming true. Wonderful. Notice the connection here. So we've got the actual subject matter here, what they're trying to do. But we've got cause and effect, the truth of the situation, trying to balance, like push the thumb on the scales, that kind of thing. Okay? This wish coming true, as it's connected to the Hierophant here, is reminding me once again of what we've already talked about. Judicial reviews, resolving the situation, holding them accountable, stuck in the mud, that kind of thing. The justice here. So this over here is like I said, things like the Electoral Commission, things like oversight committees, things like that. The rules and regs of the game. This up here feels like an actual court case. But it is, you get what you reap what you sow kind of energy about the subject matter. Okay? And now the divine's involved. So we've got the Justice card here. That's doing it, and it's going to balance itself out. Okay? So, 5 of Wands. This is Labour. This is Stuttery Starmer. This is Labour together, whatever they are now. This is the fight internally that we had. Was it yesterday or Monday? This week is blurring at the moment, I'm afraid. But whichever reading it was, we had it on this side, the 5 of Wands, which was the internal fighting and the bickering amongst themselves. They don't want it to balance out because they're trying to put the thumb on the scales, aren't they? To get extra people to vote for them and that kind of thing. 2 problems I personally, not this, but I personally can see is, one, if the birth rate is so crap, then quite frankly, there's not that many people that you're adding to the roster, as it were. And 2, much more importantly, 1 minute you're saying that you've got that, I can't remember her name now, but she's in the news recently again. She went off to ISIS at 15 and now she's trying to come back into the country, that one, right? She was 15, but she's got to hold, accountability and that kind of stuff there. But then young people can't have access, supposedly, by the same standards of these people to social media until they're 16. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, it seems a very convoluted, weird, double standards of weirdness going on about the voting age and stuff like that. But this is the internal fighting about it. Notice how it's touching these 3 cards, okay? We're all heading towards the balancing out. The Justice card stepping in the way. The internal fighting. holding them accountable. So there's this, I can, right here, this is some sort of report the Electoral Commission produces, similar to what they were doing with reform. Okay? Subtly, but independently, like bringing out these reports that clearly everyone knew that they were going to bring it into the court case of reform, to the judicial review and that kind of thing. Yeah? So you've got them doing similar over here. This is you and me in the middle, wish coming true. The justice card here holding them accountable. This over here trying to balance itself out, but these lot here want to put the thumb on the scales to try and get it their direction. Two of Cups, the partnership, exactly, between you and me and the rules and regs and the institutions and that kind of thing. Knight of Cups, heart on the sleeve. They're trying to bribe their way again. Isn't it amazing how progressives think that people can be bribed so easily by trinkets or by manipulation or the right words in the right place and that kind of thing, instead of morals and ethics and honourable and all that kind of stuff? Yeah? It's very odd. So this is them trying to reach out to us and sort it out. But we've already made a commitment over here as a group, as a collective. Last card here. Worried, aren't they just? So this is a snapshot of now. We always do this. We do a snapshot of now. We do the energies surrounding this situation, which we like to call the gossip section. And then we go and do the outcome at the end. There's always an outcome at the end. Overarching energy, 7 of Pentacles, reviewing the situation. Oh, excuse me. Oh, my throat just went blah, 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 blah. Throat chakra is just, they don't want to know that, don't want us to know that we know that they are stuck in the mud. Difficult decision, don't know what to do, that kind of thing. Ultimately, they're trying to give voting to children. Right? They're not 18. That's the basic. That's how I stand on this. It's like, as soon as you're an adult, you do you, boo. Right? Until then, you're a child. You may be a hairy child, but you're a child, and then you've got to like play within these rules. Yeah, that's how I see it. But obviously, I'm wrong. Clearly, I'm wrong. So I found the last scraps of coffee here. Cheers, my dude. That throat really. They really don't want us to know that they're kind of blindfolded at the Two of Swords. They've got to make a decision, but they're stuck. So. Let's have a look here with the gossip of this situation. So while I'm doing this, for the new boys and girls, I always shuffle on screen so that you know that I'm not stacking the deck. We all see the cards at the same time as well. And then we go from there, really. If you're enjoying this shenanigans, why don't you subscribe and ding-a-ling that bell? I've noticed, I've been seeing comments that some people have been unsubscribed randomly, which is a bit odd. Nothing to do with me, YouTube as usual. But so yeah, subscribe, ding-a-ling that bell. And if you like this, why don't you like the thing? And if you get this opportunity to hype as well, why not? It'll be fun. And obviously comment down below if you're reading along or you've got a suggestion for future readings. So, 2 more I've been told. Okay, 2 more. 1. It always turns into Sesame Street, doesn't it? 2. Who's doing the ahs with me though? That's that that would be cut the deck and evidence of scandal. Exactly. This is huge. This all ties together remember that we've got the whole scandal, and let's be honest, one would be enough to normally bring people down, but we're like I keep on saying, the rot's being cleared. So you've got the whole scandal and craziness of Labour together. You've got the Mandelson thing. You've got, who cares about Andrew, to be honest with you, in this particular situation. Then you've got the situations with all the other kind of U-turns and craziness and exposing themselves of what kind of cray-cray they're really on. The evidence of scandal here is mounting, okay? And it's on the divine card here because it's like they've had their chance. And this is why I keep on saying that what Starmer and Labour in general have been witnessing for quite some time now. We've been witnessing what they're going through is what happens when karma hits. You don't listen to the nudges, you don't listen to the downloads, you don't follow your intuition, you don't do anything like that, not in any way, shape or form. And then you're probably going to go, well, teachers, they don't believe in stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. But you still get a gut reaction, a gut feeling. Yeah? You've got... this is why I try and keep away from buzzwords. And not from a disrespectful sort of thing, but I think it just complicates what really is quite a beautifully simplistic relationship that you can have with God, Spirit, Universe. Okay? So even if they're kind of atheist, they'll still get a gut reaction, or what they would call a gut reaction. That's your intuition, baby. They'll get downloads, that aha moment. That's why I keep calling the Ace of Wands, for example, the aha moment, the light bulb moment. Yeah. I'm using the same language that 9 times is eureka. I've had this great idea. Yeah. It's the same thing. It happens to all of us. The beautiful thing is, if you lean into spiritual development, spiritual growth, if you kind of do the work, as it were, to fill up what I call the spiritual fuel tank, then you can do it more frequently, more often, instead of this randomness that people go through sometimes. They do a lot of good things randomly. I'm making them sound like they're mean and horrible, but they do the right things over a period of time, and then suddenly they get the eureka or the gut feeling or the thingy-bob, and there's no correlation or connection with what they've already been doing. It's just like, eureka moment. You see what I'm saying? If you keep top up, that's why the Patreon I'm really excited by, because then, there's free resources and there's obviously paid extended resources over there as well, and all that kind of stuff. So you can develop yourself. Just need 2 journals, the outbox, the shadow work, the releasing, goodbye, we don't want it, and the inbox, the light work. Yeah. The things that we want to manifest in, the things that we want to bring in. Yeah. So we release stuff that we don't want to make space for the stuff to come in. Yeah. All over there. Go over there and stuff like that. And then obviously once you're following the moon cycle as well, which is a nice, easy way to keep you in the rhythm, those resources are over on Patreon as well. Then you're really in the groove. You're naturally topping up your spiritual fuel tank. Okay? Anyway, evidence of scandal. This is the situation. Housing issues. It's the numbers. I've just got there, the numbers. So obviously desperation. We need to get extra people voting for us. Justice. Oh, evidence. So we've got the evidence of scandal here, but once again, this is broader, bigger. Remember, they used to be we're gonna whacking people. Desperately try not to be demented, zippy. Breakfast clubs. Integrity is my first name. It goes integrity, care. You remember those days? Yeah. And then we've got the Six of Pentacles over here. Fake news. Interesting. So it's all about the numbers. Okay. The tech here, evidence submitted, obviously from the Hierophant here. We've got the evidence of scandal over here. There's a lot of numbers and facts and stuff like that. The reason why it's tech AI, it just feels like it's emails. It feels like it's attachments and like reports and PDFs and all that kind of stuff. All their files. The fake news here is troubling me. And I think this is what we're already having in the situation with Gorton and Denton. The by-election, which I'm half tempted to stay up for because I'm just hope they just get a kick in, to be honest with you. You know, I don't, it's one of those situations where it's like, you do you, boo, you vote for who you want. I just want to see egg on face of Starmer. It's got to that point. I'm just there with my popcorn. But the fake news here is almost, it's like the reporting that it is fair. It is balanced. Do you see what I'm saying? They're reporting it's balanced, but we're moving towards where it will be balanced. So you can't have two of the same thing. How can we be moving towards a balanced scenario, a balanced situation when we're not currently? Hence the fake news. All right? Someone's not telling the truth. You know, we can't have a destination if we're already there, if you get what I'm saying. Hierophant. Rocket Man. Oh, Daddy Elon Musk. That's X. That's social media, spreading the word, calling stuff out. This feels like the reports from, like I said, Electoral Committee, reports from subcommittees, that kind of thing. 9 of Cups. Burnout. Wish coming true. 5 of Wands. Mainstream news. So isn't it interesting that the mainstream news, we're talking at, interesting that we've got the news here as well on both things. So you can't have a destination if you're saying that we're already at the destination when we're not, haven't moved to the destination. You're just talking rubbish. But the mainstream news exposing the inward fighting and stuff like that. Who is at fault here? Even Lammy. Oh, that one, yeah. Even Lammy, sly kind of double speak responses like, "Oh, the Prime Minister has already apologised for Amanda." No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. Not really. He's apologised to the. If we're going to be pedantic about it, he apologised to Epstein's victims, and that's it. Didn't apologise for us, to us. You and me. He didn't apologise to anyone else. He apologised to them for fair dues, but then that was it. So Lammy saying, "Oh, he's already apologised. That's fair." And collect. Then it was a double speak thing, whereas like then Morgan McSweeney, he didn't name him by name, has already taken responsibility and lost his his job. And then he just like fumbles into as I was foreign secretary at the time with his 300, 600, whatever it was, taxi fare and causing mess and all that. Can you remember all that? He was saying about how collective responsibility that he would apologize for his part. And I was like, wow. So you're acknowledging that one person's already lost their job because of this. You're alleging that he's already apologized when he hasn't. And now you're saying, well, you're going to take your part of responsibility as well. It's like, well, the standard is you go. So it's like, why aren't you going? And then it's like, oh, but it's a collective responsibility. So, well, don't worry, we'll have a huge spring clean. It's absolutely fine. We'll get rid of most of you. I'm feeling very naughty today. I'm so sorry. But this is the mainstream news reporting on that inward fighting, which we've got. Okay. I'm troubled that it's the same people though. it just feels like the same people. That on one hand, you've got all this inward fighting, but at the same hand, it's like, oh, everything's fine. Yeah, we're at the destination of balanced and all that kind of stuff. It's like, well, we can't be, because you're saying everything's fine, even though you're reporting that all the downfall, and it's like this weird kind of echo chamber. It's like, what? Pick a lane. So the Two of Cups here between the institutions. This feels like it isn't just X and or Twitter or whatever it's called. This feels like social media in general. But the Two of Cups here, partnering up. So to partnering up to expose the darkness? Yes. Okay. Oh, I just needed confirmation on that. I was like, what? What's that? But it's wish coming true. Remember the burnout. Wish coming true. Our collective kind of return to sender. This is not our baggage. It's your baggage. You take it back. Knight of Cups. Resigns, leaves office. Double whammy. So there's more to come. Collective responsibility, Lemmy. More to come. Five of Pentacles. Worldwide. Wow. Wow. This is... Oh, that was a sucker punch. Sorry, I was leaning back on my chair. This one here is the alphabet spaghetti that we talk about, the EU, WEF, UN, blah, 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 all its members and randomness and NATO and blah, blah, blah. So this one here is that the same thing, this clear out is happening worldwide. It's happening in Australia. I saw a report recently about, it seems, I may be wrong on this, but their version of reform is heading the polls now, and a few other places as well. But this clear out is worldwide. So overarching energy, politicians, government, yeah, that makes sense. Underlying energy, act now. Act now. Right. Okay. This is massive. This is massive. So even though they're trying to use the maths, as we've talked about, saying everything's fine, everything's balanced when it's not, but then reporting on the infighting and that kind of stuff, we've got at least, this feels like 2, resigns, leaves office here, public burnout. This feels like at least 3 people going. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go to the outcome. So that now we know we've got what's going around the situation. Let's get the outcome. Let's do that, baby. I'm actually amazed by how frequently these 2 cards. I think it's normally the public burnout one, but the fact they've both come out. Same with the news. How both those news are being exposed there. And the fact that we're using social media, people are clipping directly from these reports to add further pressure. Yeah. I love at the moment, my favourite pastime, while I've got a couple of minutes, is pretty much every day, Labour or the Labour press, or the Labour Party press office, one of the two, it's the same place, we all know it, right? It's the same office. It's Dave who's organised it. But basically, between the two, they're always, it's basically kind of don't throw stones in glass houses type scenario, where they're always smearing the other people and other places and stuff like that. And other parties and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, every time, and sometimes I even like quote tweet it and respond to it and kind of go, yeah, you can't say that because you've been caught in this, that, and the other, or you've been doing this, or why, all that kind of stuff. It is so stupid that they think anyone would be gullible enough in what we are existing in to believe whatever they're pumping out on that. I would love to know, like, I'm surprised, in fact, because they're so desperate to try and get one over someone or other. I am so desperate, like, they're so desperate that I'm surprised that they haven't, like, jumped on the bandwagon of them, like, going, oh my God, Starmer has stopped a boat. We've finally stopped a boat. We've had 18 months to do it. We've stopped the boat. The boat being the Nigel Farage one going to the Chagos Islands. But that is still a boat being stopped. Admittedly, they said they were going to smash the gangs, so that's a little bit wrong. A little. But it is it's silly. It's just so silly. It's just like how they're so transparently rubbish. And I'm trying to be nice. And I generally am trying to be nice here. It's just so transparent because God Spirit Universe is now in. They're exposing the whole shebang. Because then they're going against the grain, which I keep on saying, and you'll keep bored to tears, Pluto Aquarius. So that's why it's the chapter title. It's the main shebang for the next 20 years or so. So if they don't act towards, because they're still trying to act how it always used to be, or the last 20 years, and it's not going to happen anymore. Because it used to be central government, organised, central, big pharma, big business, big institutions, big. Now, it's small government. It's freedoms, liberties, rights, small businesses, local communities, kind of power coming back to the little guy. There is also about technology and things like that, which is fair enough. I don't think that's a big issue, primarily because the digital ID thing. Yes, you could kind of tick box. It's under tech of where we are now in Aquarius, Pluto Aquarius, but the fact that we're going away from centralized governments to freedoms, to little or small government, small businesses, all that kind of stuff. Because obviously digital ID would be central, that's why I'm kind of like, phew, it's gone, it's okay. Yeah? That's the main reason why it's like I'm not taking it. It's just the fundamentals of what we got here. Okay? For the next 20 odd years. Okay. So, evidence of scandal, sneaky buggers. All right? Okay. Once again, technical term. So, the divine is calling out not only the sneaky buggers, the actual evidence of the scandal, clearing out the rot. Clearing out everything. I know that we started off with the 16-year-old votes here, which is just here. It's all about the numbers. Even notice how the 7 is even looking at the numbers. It's all about the numbers. Defending their ground. They're not going to do it. They can't do it. It's not enough. Like you said, Michelle, this right here is them realizing, oh crap, they're going elsewhere. Notice that no one talks about the Lib Dems. Have you noticed that? He plops up occasionally, Baldy, but I mean, that one, who spends more time talking about Trump than actually, I don't know, fixing the heart, like what he participated in, partly, not just him. There were multiple others. He could have, spent all this time fixing the post office scandal, helping that out, supporting that out, but no, he just wants to slag off Trump more and more and more and more. Welcome. It's just welcome to the world. Welcome to the jungle. There it is. But this is Labour defending their ground, defending their all this scandal, all this crazy technology tower. There we go. Can't do it. Can't do it. That's it. Bosh. I was thinking earlier, and this is a genuine question, and I genuinely don't know, and I haven't had the time to search it myself. If you need an ID to vote, right, how do you confirm who you are on the postal votes? It was a genuine question. I don't know. It's a catch-22 to me. I was just like, how does that work? Yeah. I'm asking for, well, actually, I'm not. I'm asking for myself. I genuinely have. It's one of those ones where last night, just before I was falling asleep, I had would watch this thing, and as I was dozing off, it's like, but how does that actually work if you're using a postal vote, a postal ballot? What? Anyway, Tower card on the justice card, the court case, all that kind of stuff, the technology, the data, the information from the tech stuff, the Tower falling apart. Evidence of scandal, evidence of crazy, evidence trying to defend themselves, of trying to smudge the numbers, fake news, reviewing the situation. This feels like an inquiry. Okay? The fact that we've got the Six of Pentacles, I know that we've got the progression there. The Six of Pentacles is the Seven of Pentacles, which is lovely. Balancing out the situation and then kind of reviewing the situation afterwards. But the fact that we've got the fake news, it feels more like reviewing what exactly was going on here because you're reporting something entirely different to what was going on. Yeah? What's happened here? Who was paying you? What sort of connections do you have, etc., etc.? Asking those sorts of questions because what you're reporting and what was actually going on, two separate things. Daddy Elon Musk, hermit. Okay, reflection here. Interesting. We kind of got reviewing, reflection, those kind of bouncy there. Obviously, this is on the Hierophant as well. This is, I think, more of a general discussion about the rot in all our institutions. Do we need to have all these institutions? That kind of thing. This feels official over here. This here, I think, is a more like the country debate conversation. Why do we need 400 quangos? Why do we need all this sort of thing? Basically, ultimately heading towards smaller government. Yeah. But the hermit here, reflecting, reviewing. Public burnout, tied up. Hangman, caught up in this. Okay. Mainstream news. Temperance, balancing it out. Okay. This is weird because this is reviewing why you can't balance it out with the Six of Pentacles, give and take, back and forth, all that kind of stuff, actual voting, that kind of thing. And fake news is everything's fine. And then the Seven, like I said, feels like an inquiry of some description, an investigation of some description. This down here feels suddenly the mainstream news, which this is part of, are also going, yeah, it's all good. It's all fine. Balancing out. It's all right. Even though the balancing out here would be the internal stuff of Labour and just general kind of the uni party, as it were. But yeah, between these two, it's questionable. That there is, for me, in this reading, that dodginess. But we've got the Tower. It's all pulled apart. It's all literally pulled apart. And I think part of this it's just popped up here, and I think part of it is to show whatever this judicial review is, or whatever this court case, or whatever it is. It's the consistency now. It's the showing that, okay, they've cancelled 2 elections, which we now know that both years they broke the law, but they were stopped on the second year. Right? And no one's taken collective responsibility for any of that. You've then also, on top of that, got the reports that the Electoral Commission have released, 2 or 3 at this point. You've then got the consistency of the 16-year kind of giving them the vote. You've then got, do you see what I'm saying? Like this constant changing and chopping and all that kind of stuff, of all to do with elections. That's why like this theme, this consistency of mucking it up. That's what I'm getting here. And then they're tied up. There's personal responsibility of some description here. They're tied up here. I'm surprised it's not the eight. I tell you now, the hangman feels more like the Eight of Swords, imprisoned, stuck, kind of on trial in the dock kind of energy. Darkness, outrage. The Knight of Cups again. They keep coming back. Oh, please like us. Oh, we're the nice guys, progressives. Oh, we're great. Oh, it's all right. We've learned our lessons now. Oh, it's all right. Yeah, it's constant. It's like, have you ever thought that you may be the problem? It may be you. It could be just you. But they're back again, trying to like spin it again. This was the Knight of Cups as well. This side, hold on, what was it? Yeah, it was the Knight of Cups. Yeah. Resigns, leaves office. There we go. Death. Basically the same card. Last desperation. End of the cycle. Death. Goodbye. Ta-ra. Rejection. So they're trying to balance it out. End. It's the end. That's it. Some people may, if you're reading along, you might see this as could be the Greens, Lib Dems, that kind of thing, trying to soak up numbers. Same thing. This whole thing is over. You're showing your true colours now. Yeah, there's practically no difference between any of you. You're all very militant all of a sudden. Your followers are a bit dodgy. Like the core ones are a bit dodgy. They seem to be all turning up. You seem to have a weird kind of situation where you've got one side, you've got Antifa, even though none of you say that you're associated with them, but they always seem to get away with a lot. And then on the other side, you've got this organized kind of anti, the counter protests, all these like Crowborough and Epping and all that, all with professionally printed signs, all of them shipped in and they were picked up. Well, they weren't picked up at the train station. They were met at the train station and then escorted by Essex police to the Epping Hotel, the Bell Hotel, and then they were returned via minibuses. So it was the other way around to what it was reported. All that shebang. It's very interesting that you've got all this going on. So the death to it all. That's it. It's fallen out. And there we go. 10 of Pentacles. Sharing the wealth. Sharing the values again. Yeah? We've got this on worldwide. We've got this over, like the true values, true worth. It's not always about money, but it's going to be easier on the money because obviously it's a smaller government. When things are smaller, if there's less of them to pay for, then your taxes are automatically less. It is. Well, obviously, you've got to pay off the debt and stuff like that. But overall, it's much cheaper to run. A lot less to worry about as well, because there's a lot less of them to keep an eye on, as an example. Overarching, flipping heck. There you go. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, death. End of this stupidity. Underlying energy, truth of the situation. Ace of Swords, truth, knowledge, wisdom, clarity, information, data, evidence. This is massive. And the fact that they're trying to defend the fact that that it's all about numbers is just not enough. There's too much evidence. I can't remember the exact term it's called. It's something repeated repeated what is a specific act. They're basically doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's like in evidence and in court cases and stuff. There's just like a clear pattern going on here, and that's their downfall. Part of the downfall. This here is amazing though. Yeah, these two cards here with the the fact that the Knight of Cups has flipped over and they're trying to like do the same kind of, oh, but we're the nice guys. Into this stupidity. This is amazing. Right. So I may have been reflecting a little bit there too much. I do apologize. But the fact that we end with 2 10s, I think the reading for the members, we had 3 10s, cycles coming to an end, that kind of stuff. Let's get the Kipper deck and then we'll get out of here. So, oh wow, footnote. Where's that gone? Oh. Main female in reverse. So the main female, if you're new here, because of the red rose there, has been Labour for quite some time in lots of readings and stuff like that. We don't normally do reversals in there, but there we go. We've got a footnote straight out. End of Labour, end of the situation, end of shenanigans, end of tomfoolery. This is going to be massive. Toil and labour, again. Expectation, second time that's come out this week. Kind of waiting for it to happen. Yesterday, I think that was God Spirit Universe. Kind of come on. You know where this is leading, come on. Great fortune, exactly. 10 of Pentacles, once again. In the last couple of weeks, the 10 of Pentacles and the Great Fortune has been coming out consistently together, all right? House. Now, house is a lot of people, but what happens behind closed doors, stay behind closed doors. Similar to the family room, which is kind of a small group of people behind closed doors, okay? But this is the institution. This is what's behind closed doors. This probably is Labour, but it feels more like Parliament and what's been allowed to get going over the last 30 years or so. Sudden wealth. Again, last card, bad health. So you've got this down here, okay? This down here, Labour. Labour's ending. Expectation, once again, feels like God Spirit Universe. The unknown card, similar energies, divinely guided. You know, the big boss is here now. I'm sorting this out. And I've kind of got that energy of similar to what like Doctor Who used to be like, or how I've always seen Doctor Who to be like, okay? Before the modern stuff. That's gone a bit kind of... But even kind of like Christopher Eccleston did a pretty good version of it. Even John Hurt when he was in one, where I've always seen him as the representative of like dad. Okay. And kind of dad in the sense of he's come home, he's worked hard, he's come home, he's sitting in his chair, he's reading his newspaper, that kind of thing. And then like, I'm just thinking of my brother and I, right? And we're causing possibly a little bit of mischief in the back garden or upstairs or something or whatever. And then it's like, eventually is like, mum comes along, will you sort this lot out? And it's like, fine, and puts down his newspaper and he kind of like, and then he's fine, reluctantly kind of like sorting this out. So he's like, which is pretty much how I always saw Doctor Who. Kind of like, he doesn't really want to get involved, but then it's like, oh, fine, I'll sort it, right? But don't do it again. Wag a finger. So yeah, bad health. Over. We've got this. That is God Spirit Universe. Labour is over. Overarching energy. Lovers. Okay. This is the partnership between us and the divine God Spirit Universe, that kind of thing. Underline this distant horizons. This feels like the ticking clock. Okay, we've got only a certain amount of time that we've got to get this sorted. Like I said, I keep saying about 20 odd years before we move into the next. Okay, we've got a finite amount of time and we've got a lot to deal with. Okay, so that is that. So once again, if you enjoyed, please thumb me like. That would generally help out the channel and be very, very nice. Come and join the Greatest Good Village. Subscribe, ding-a-ling the bell. Go and just see what's available on Patreon. Link down below. It's actually quite a lot. A phenomenal amount, a lot type thing. Just sign up for free. See what you get. And then if you want to, you can upgrade from there. But the rule of thumb of Patreon, if you're going to do that, remember, rule of thumb of Patreon, you do your purchases, any purchases over there via a web browser. It doesn't matter the device. It doesn't matter if it's on your iPad or, you know, a tablet or phone or whatever, but you use the browser, okay? And you do it via the browser. Because if you do it via the app, which you can use and it's great, but if you do it via the app, you may get charged more than what the actual price is set because of payment gateways and stuff like that. So the best way to do it is to manage anything of purchase, anything of money via the website, because you'll pay exactly the price I've set. And then, then access it via apps and things like that. All right? Just the rule of thumb on Patreon. Anyway, I've had enough of this. I'm thinking coffee. I'm thinking maybe treat myself with a biscuit. I know. Last of the big spenders over here. However, until next time where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again. Take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.